Not everything you read on the internet is true, you know, including some of these supposed Harry Potter facts that are actually false.
Can we panic now?
Dumbledore is a responsible adult. Ask any Harry Potter fan who they'd love to have as a mentor, and everyone will say Professor Dumbledore. It isn't just his grandfatherly manner, but the way he seems to genuinely care about his students, especially Harry. And it's the gray beard, right? Makes you think he's a wise old man. But here's the thing, Dumbledore isn't actually a responsible adult by any means. He's constantly keeping secrets and hiding things from others. While he claims it's for the good of everyone around him, he didn't exactly stop Voldemort from finding and attacking Harry, now did he? Also, who gives a young child an invisibility cloak as a present? Was he not a child himself? Nope. Sorry fans, but Dumbledore isn't the sort of person you'd want babysitting your children if you went away for a weekend. You'd probably come back and they'd be fighting a battle against other wizards. Hogwarts has amazing teachers. And speaking of Hogwarts, the marketing for the place is simply outstanding. I mean, it chooses you and sends an invitation via an owl. Wow, that's next level stuff and highly impressive on all fronts. But that's where the greatness ends, sadly. Because if you think about it, the teachers aren't anything to write home about. Some of them are on Voldemort's payroll, and there are others that are just plain incompetent.
Together we shall cast ourselves into the future.
Plus, have you seen the way that some of them speak to the students?
Because you know, deep down, you deserve to be punished.
Now, sure, everyone has a different personality and people have their bad days, but would you want to be taught by Snape, who will ridicule you in front of your school friends all the time?
Sorry about him.
The Hogwarts faculty might strut around like they're the cat's pajamas, but they're about as bang average as a CW show. Truth be told, this supposedly fine institution needs a better HR department. Only child actors portray the children. Wait, what? Showbiz is strange. It isn't unusual for 30-year-olds to appear as teenagers in movies or TV series. However, it would be rather obvious if a child wasn't playing a child, right? Turns out it isn't as apparent as you'd think.
It's since they don't trust us. Dumbledore again.
Remember Moaning Myrtle, the ghost who roamed the Hogwarts bathrooms? Well, in the Chamber of Secrets book, she's described as a 14-year-old girl with thick, round glasses and lank hair. And you can't argue that actress Shirley Henderson certainly nailed the look here. The only problem is, she was 37 years old at the time of the film's release.
Bloody hell.
In fact, by the time Shirley appeared in her last Harry Potter film, she was 40. Sheesh. Will someone please ask her about the Fountain of Youth and where to find it? Because she certainly looked like a young teen in those movies. Baby Harry is Albus Severus Potter. Have you ever wondered how a rumor develops its legs? Sometimes you hear something out of the blue, and before you know it, everyone thinks it's true. Well, that's exactly what happened with a fan-made Harry Potter image that went viral. In the pic, it suggested that the baby who played the infant Harry in the first movie was now the grown-up child who portrayed Albus Severus in the Deathly Hallows. It seemed plausible, especially if you consider the time that had passed between the movies. Well, sorry to burst a bubble here, but that rumor is entirely false. The baby was actually played by triplets, and the actor who played Albus was definitely not one of them. Look, it would have been pretty cool if this did turn out to be true, but this is just another case of the internet lying to you. Purebloods are better magicians. Remember how much Draco taunted Hermione and called her names?
Filthy little mudblood.
It was always such a thing between the Purebloods and the Muggles in Harry Potter. For some reason, noses were turned up at Half-Bloods and Muggles because they were seen as supposedly inferior and lesser wizards than others. Now, here's the thing. This was never actually proven in any of the movies or books. In fact, look at Hermione as a perfect example. As a Muggle, she's certainly a much better and more capable wizard than Ron, who was a Pureblood. This isn't throwing shade at our favorite Weasley, but merely stating the facts. She had literally no magical influence in her family, and she became one of the top practitioners around. It goes to show that practice makes perfect, even in the case of magic. Magic only works through potions and spells. And speaking of the M word, for much of Harry Potter, you're led to believe how potions and spells are used to conjure magic. It's essentially the reason the kids spend so much time in the classroom, learning all about how to use wands and all this knowledge to their advantage.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Great, got it. Thanks for the reminder, Hermione. However, this isn't the only way magic works in the wizarding world. It's actually revealed that magic consists of emotions and feelings just as much as spells. Yes, it's a little confusing since that means pretty much anyone could use magic, since we all feel emotions. But it's still there, confirmed for us that magic isn't only about putting together a potion or learning a powerful spell. So the next time you throw a tantrum over something in the real world, just tell everyone that you're conjuring up some magic for them. That'll do the trick. Wizards know nothing about muggles. Jon Snow knows nothing, and supposedly neither do wizards. It's said that the magic community is surprised by muggle inventions such as the car battery. They have no idea how to relate to all these ordinary people in the world they live in. But then, how are they living right next to them, or even among them in the same towns? Or why did Colin Creevey use a camera, a muggle invention, to take photos of his classmates? Either this is an extraordinary plot hole, or we've been thinking about the muggle and wizard dynamic all wrong in the first place. They seem to be awfully familiar with some things, but others are strangely foreign. Maybe the wizards are actually being a little bit too snooty and elitist about all their differences, wouldn't you say? Seriously, can't we all just get along? Voldemort is highly intelligent. Throughout the whole of Harry Potter, the audience is led to believe that Voldy is a calculating and cunning villain, waiting for the right time to strike. Like a vicious snake! Unfortunately, he's a lot more like Gargamel from the Smurfs than an actual predator in the wild. Every single one of his master plans collapsed under the weight of his expectations, and his intel wasn't quite as solid as he thought it would be. The fact that children were able to outwit him and his merry band of goons proves that he wasn't quite the genius he believed he was. Looking back at some of his schemes now, they were kinda terrible, and he could have made life a whole lot easier for himself. Someone honestly needs to tell Voldy about the kiss method. You know, keep it simple, stupid. The pronunciation of Voldemort's name. There's nothing more embarrassing than realizing you've been saying someone's name wrong the entire time. Maybe that's the reason that most people refer to Voldy as he who must not be named, because we've been pronouncing his name incorrectly all this time. So, what's the right way to say it? Voldy's name is actually derived from the French word mort, which translates to death. So the correct pronunciation of his name should be Voldemort. The T at the end is completely silent. Still don't believe us? Well, J.K. Rowling confirmed that this is absolutely true on Twitter, but added that she's probably the only person in the world who refers to him that way. Not sure about you, but don't you feel like you've been living a lie finding this all out right now? So, just how well do you know the boy who lived? Prove it by taking our super duper hard quiz. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and stay awesome.